So let's complete the square for these problems. So remember, to complete the square, we have to ensure that the coefficient of x squared is 1, and then add b over 2 squared to the equation, and then or the expression, and then balance. So this is what we do. Solution. So x squared plus 8x, our b in this case, coefficient of x is 8, so which means b over 2 is 8 over 2, and then when I square, I'll have 4 squared. So then now I'll write x squared plus 8x, and then plus 4 squared. But then because I only have x squared plus 8x, then I have to subtract the same value again, so that I don't interfere with the original expression, x squared plus 8x. Now by doing this part here can be written as, I pick one x from this square, I join to this positive 4, and then I square this, and then minus 4 squared. So when you expand this one, you still get everything that we have in this square brackets here. So which means the answer will be x plus 4 squared minus 16. So this is the completed squares expression. So that's what we have. And then 2, we have x squared minus 3x. So the thing is to identify b over 2, and then square it, add it to the expression, and then subtract it, so that you don't change the original meaning of the expression. So b is minus 3, so it'll be minus 3 squared, 3 over 2, and then square. You add it to the expression and then remove it so that it doesn't change the value. So you write this one as x squared minus 3x plus minus 3 over 2 squared, but then subtract the same thing so that you are not interfering with the expression itself. Now, by so doing, this part now can be written as x, and then bring this minus 3 over 2 square minus 3 over 2 square. So this is the same as x squared minus 3x. So which now can just be written as x squared minus 3x is x minus 3 over 2 squared minus 3 over 2 squared is 9 over 4. So that's what we have. So this is the required expression. And then C, for number 3, we have 2x squared minus 12x Now, this one, the first thing, ensure that the coefficient of x squared is 1 by rewriting this one as 2 into x squared. After factoring out 2, then you have minus 6x. So this is the same thing as 2x squared minus 12x. Now, therefore, what we concentrate on is what we have in this square bracket, so that b is minus 6, which means b over 2 squared will be minus 6 over 2 squared. And then minus 6 over 2 squared is the same as minus 3 squared. So the same as minus 3 squared. So you write this one as 2 into x squared minus 6x plus minus 3 squared. But then I have to remove it so that I don't interfere with the original value of the expression. Now, once you do that, this part can be written as 2 into, now you pick 1x from this square, join to this minus 3, and then square, minus 3 squared is 9. And then this can just be written as 2 times x minus 3 squared minus 2 times 9 is 18. So that is what that expression simplifies to. And then number 4, actually the question is, what must be added to the following expressions to make the sum a perfect square. So A, we have x squared plus 10x. B, x squared minus 6x. And C is x squared plus 3x. Now, you will say, for perfect squares, when you take b over 2 and then you square, you must always get a times c. When we have ax squared plus bx plus c as quadratic expression. So in this case, our a is 1, our b is 10, so we don't know the c. So it means that this will be x squared. So remember, we are explaining for first part A. So B is 10 divided by 2. When I square, I should get A, which is 1, times C, which is unknown. 10 over 2 is 5. 5 squared is 25. So 25 must be 1 times C is C. So therefore, we must add 25 to make x squared plus 10x a perfect square. So i.e. x squared plus 10x plus 25 is the same as x plus 5 squared. It's a perfect square. B, we have x squared minus 6x. Let's say plus c is what we need to add to make it a perfect square. Then the formula is b over 2 squared equals to ac, actually, which you can simplify this formula as b squared over 2 squared is 4 equals to ac, which is the same thing as saying b squared equals to 4 ac. So this is the formula you use for perfect squares. So our a in this case is 1, our b is minus 6, our c is the unknown. So we'll say b squared, which is minus 6 squared, should give us 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which means 36 equals to 4c, and this means c is 9. So we need to add 9 to make x squared minus 6x a perfect square. That is, if you write x squared minus 6x plus 9, you get x now, b divided by 2 is minus 3, squared is a perfect square. And then c, we have x squared plus 3x. So let's say plus c. Now b squared is 4ac. So b is 3, so 3 squared equals to 4 times a is 1 times c. 3 squared is 9 equals to 4c. So which means c is 9 over 4. So we need to add we add 9 over 4 to make x squared plus 3x a perfect square. I.e., when you write x squared plus 3x plus 9 over 4, it will be the same as x. Now b over 2 is 3 over 2 squared is a perfect square. So that's how we make those perfect squares. Now, lastly, number 5, write 3x squared plus 6x plus 1 in the form p into x plus q squared plus r, where p, q, and r are integers to be found. So this is another nice problem. Now, to work out this, we write three x squared plus 6x plus 1 is the same as, now concentrate with this part with x, so we'll have 3 into x squared plus, factoring out 3, we have 2x, and then plus 1. Now, so what we have in the bracket is what now we complete. So here is what we complete this bracket here. And here b is 2. So b over 2 is 2 over 2. And when you square, this will be squared, the same as 1 squared. So we'll write this equals to 3 into x squared plus 2x plus, now b over 2 squared is 1, but then subtract it so that you don't change the expression. Then once you have done that, this part is the same as now x, and then join to this number in bracket plus 1 squared, and then minus 1 squared, just minus 1 plus 1. And then expand, so I'll have 3 x plus 1 squared, 3 times minus 1 is minus 3, and then plus 1. So it is not hard to see that this will be 3 into x plus 1 squared minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2. So this is the same as the original quadratic expression, 3x squared plus 6x plus 1. So if you relate this one to p into x plus q plus r, then we can write this one as 3 into x plus 1. Remember, this was squared plus minus 2. Remember, minus the same as plus minus. So which implies that p is 3, q is 1, and r is negative 2. So those are the values. Thank you.